You are.
How's your mama doing?
Oh, she's chipper as ever. She's a pretty good humor most of the time.
I see her every once in a while out there preaching, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have something out there Monday every day, you know. Preacher.
Different churches come, yeah.
Yeah, different churches come.
Yeah.
What church you belong to?
First Baptist.
Down in town?
Yeah.
Well, God reading come down here once in a while. But we got a North Main Methodist preacher best we got here.
Yeah, that's a good boy. Furman Anderson.
Huh?
Anderson.
No.
Oh, no. I know he's on Fred Eaton.
Fred East. That's,
Yeah.
He's on Congress Street out of her.
Yeah, he's a good boy. Young fella, too.
Yeah, he preaches in Congress.
Yeah.
I tell you, God reading, he preaches with some big words in it, where nobody will understand it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, let's see now. I thought we'd start back, maybe with your grandfather.
Well, now listen, let me tell you this, and you can get it straight. There's about 3 different sets of Wilburn together, one of them 10, you know.
Yeah.
There's Ray Wilburn, Bob Wilburn, Albert Wilburn, and my granddaddy, both my daddy and granddaddy were brothers. My mama and daddy married for his cousin Wilburn, see?
Yeah.
And mama's daddy was named John Wilburn, and papa's daddy was named Bob Wilburn. He was one of them. And we had 13 children. And 12 of them, only, I don't know, one of them, he never was, Buddy, he died when he was 3 years old. He never was known Buddy.
Yeah.
But now, Aunt Anna was the oldest girl, Anna Wilburn. She was the oldest one. She'd be over 100 if she lived.
Now listen, that has got an E on it. Wilbourne.
That's right.
All right.
Now, Jim Wilburn was the oldest boy.
Anna was the oldest child. You don't know
he was
what.
the oldest child in all. And Uncle Jim was next.
Okay.
And B. Walker, Wilburn, she married Walter Walker Culver. You know, she was next, Walter Walker. Why?
All right. Now, what was her first name?
Her name was B.
B-E-A?
B-W-I.
All right. She probably was Beatrice, don't you?
Might be.
Yeah.
So now the next one, you got that?
Uh-huh.
Next one was John Hyde, Lily Hyde. She was there recorded. Her name was Lily. She was next oldest. Lily Hyde. She married John Hyde. It's called
H-I-G-H-T?
you know Whit Hyde?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's his mama.
Oh. Whit, just died last week, I guess, 2 weeks ago.
Whit died. He burned up, you know.
Yeah.
Not too long ago.
After Lily came,
Huh?
after Lily, who was next?
Lily. And now the next one was the girl. Now I don't know. We coming on down the line.
Yeah.
The next one was F. F. Wilburn.
Yeah.
Now she married Bard Wilburn. You know. Bard Wilburn, no kin. There wasn't no kin. They were just Wilburn. Spelled the same one. Effie.
Effie.
Effie Wilburn. Effie. F-E-F-F-E.
E-F-F-I-A.
All right.
Married Bob Wilburn.
Married Bard. B-R-D, ain't it?
Bard. Yeah.
Bard Wilburn. Then come on down the line, Aunt Maud Wilburn. She married Jim Cotton, you know.
That's right.
Then come on down the line, Mary. She married Sam Summers the first time. Then she married, what was that man's name that lived down there with her? You know, he lived down there. Other side of the hall.
Yeah, but I don't know what that fellow's name was.
Oh, I know it. Summers, what is no, it wasn't Summers. Sam Summers the first that she married.
Yeah.
Now the next one married was, I reckon was Aunt Maud. No, she married Jim Cotton. Next one, Aunt Ruth Mormon was the youngest one, the old bunch.
Yeah.
She's the only one there.
Yeah.
Albert
Man,
Mormon.
Albert Moore. right. Now that gets, we just got one boy up there though. We got Jim.
Will, Wayne, no, now, Jim was oldest, and Will was next, and Papa was next, Ed. Then George, then Wade, 5 boys, 8 girls, to start with, and 7 girls living, wasn't it? And,
Yeah.
I think that.
5
Well,
boys.
now you got
1,
the,
2,
now
3,
you got the,
7 girls.
the old Wilburn, name right, John Wilburn, and me and Ed Wilburn, Daddy.
All right, he was John Wilburn.
Yeah, that's lived in Scobie.
All right, who was your grandmother on the Wilburn side?
On John Wilburn side, her name was Liza Tolliver. Liza Tolliver.
All right.
Now you got Bob Wilburn's wife. Her name was Molly. She was Molly. Now, wait a minute.
Now this will be on your mother's side, right?
No, that's on my mother's side now. I'm speaking on my daddy's side now.
All right.
Bob Wilburn was my daddy's daddy. Now, Molly was her name, but I done forgot what her name. Oh, I can't call it. I know this brother, I know yours. Her name was Molly.
Well, it'll come to you in a minute.
Yeah.
Now, where did your grandfather Bob Wilburn live?
You know where Bethel lives?
Yeah,
You know where Albert lives?
yeah.
Well, they go in that place on the southwest side. That's a federal woman got the place now.
Oh, I see. What, lived on the place that Fred Earl got now?
Yeah.
You don't know what year he born and died.
Yeah. Grandpa died. Grandpa's father died in 1919. And Grandma Molly died in 1925. Later. 6 years later to the day.
And his wife was Molly.
Her name? Her name was Molly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you know, Will Wilburn, he married a Hardy. He was next to Jim Wilburn. Jim Wilburn married a Hardy, too. Pearl Hardy. And Will Wilburn married Jesse Hardy. Jesse, Real Hardy, you know Real Hardy.
Yeah.
Well, that's his sister. Jesse Hardy. Now, on Grandpa's John's side, the boys were named Boston, Talbot, and Irish.
Now these are all
Them that John Wilburn kids.
Basil, B-S-I-L.
Boston, Talbot, and Irish. But the girl's name, my mom was named Nora. And, her sister was named Eula, lived in Arkansas. Eula Needham. She married a Needham the first time. Rainer the first time, then she married a Needham the second time. And she's dead too. She lived in Arkansas. Then they had Minnie, she married a Milton the first time. Then she married a Church the last time. I forget. He was in California. Then she married Annie Mae, and we hadn't heard nothing of her from 25 years. I don't know where she did living. That's the latest. That's Mama's youngest sister. And they both of her and 3 boys.
4 girls and 3 boys. And your mother's name, first name was
Noah.
Nora. Nora, you
You know
love me.
already. Noah. Well, now, you know, the mother Wilburn was Bob, not Bob, but Doc Wilburn. He was railroad section foreman down about Torrance, Belmont.
Yeah.
Doc Wilburn, Manley Wilburn, Tilman Wilburn. I mind you knew some of them.
Well, once upon a time there was a Mr. Wilburn who lived down here around Belmont somewhere.
Well, that was the second foreman down
And he
there.
had
Doc.
He had a couple of boys that became
One of them
railroad.
named Fred.
Yeah,
No, he wasn't named Roy. His boy named Roy.
yeah.
He lived at Belmont. He was second foreman down there. He's the second foreman in Torrance, so Belmont, you know.
He got hit and killed by a train.
Huh?
One of them got killed by a train.
That's right. Cut half in two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And his son was a brakeman out here on the railroad.
Oh, that's going north.
Was it?
Yeah, where he got killed at.
Yeah.
He bucked up the car and killed him, didn't he?
I was thinking that there was a Mr. Wilburn got off the train down here at Velma one night and started walking back up the track, and a freight train hit him.
Well, now that was that Manley? I believe that's Manley.
I didn't know what his name
I
was.
don't know. I won't say, Bruce.
Have you ever heard of Ben Wilburn?
Yeah.
He was
He was called.
was he?
Yeah, I'll tell you. There was several of them. Earl, you ever hear of Earl Wilburn?
Yeah.
Well, he lived at Colby. And that's Mom and Papa's first cousin, you know. There was one room. There was Grandpa Bob and Grandpa John. They had three brothers named Ezra, Monroe, something else. They lived around Colby down there.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Chuck Wilburn, old Monroe Wilburn, killed old Chuck Johnson. You ever hear that? Killing Chuck Johnson on the streets of Colville?
No, I never heard of that.
Well, that was Monroe Wilburn. That's two grandpa's brother.
Yeah.
He killed Chuck Johnson on the streets of Colville, about a mule or something in it now.
Shot him, huh?
Yeah, shot him down with a high. Both of them was carrying Winchester for each other for a long time.
Did he ever go to jail?
Huh? No, never had a trial. They had to tell a trial. Somebody came, but they just dismissed it right there.
Uh-huh.
Just about like Moss killing John Murray, Charlie Murray. You know, when they didn't have a trial about that. You remember that, don't you?
Yeah, I remember that.
Never. I was at that trial.
But there was a pocket knife involved in that.
Huh?
There's supposed to have been a pocket knife involved in that, you know.
Well, I don't know about that. I was there when I'll tell you that. What was that district attorney name? Gerald Chatham?
Yeah.
I was there when he called a trial. And they called a trial, and didn't nobody answer for it. He got him asking for it. At the end of the dead man folks here, didn't nobody said it. He said, dismiss the case. I was there at that trial.
Well.
Yeah, that's a long time ago.
Well, now, when did your family first go out there on the Yocna River?
Oh, we moved out there.
Your father moved out there.
Yeah, moved out there. I was born. I was 8 years old. We moved out there. Oh, I believe it was 14.
14.
I believe.
Well, who'd your father buy that place from?
Bought several places now.
Yeah.
Bought the first place from John Hudson and John Henson.
John Hudson and John Henson. Yeah, I've seen that name Henson around in some of these.
That's George Henderson's daddy.
Yeah.
He had John. John Henderson had bought it from Hudson and like I believe it was $400. I don't know. But anyway, bought 209 acres, I believe, the first time he bought. And John Henderson got all over $400, 400 and some dollars, and Papa paid both of it down. But it let John Hudson have a cow for $200 to pay him his part. Me and Bud led that cow to town, and he kneeled over there by right store where Paul Canal lives,
Yeah.
up on the bank. We carried that cow over there, led her. And Mama told Hudson, he said she'll give both. Over. About a cold.
Yeah.
You know,
Too bad.
she'd give 4 gallons of milk a day. Papa asked him $200. He said, Well, she give 2 gallons, 4 gallons a day. She said, I can't do it.
That's a big price for a cow, wasn't it?
Oh, hell. At that time, cow was selling 8 to 10 to $12 a piece.
Yeah.
That is 1915 or 14, no, about 15 or 16. We had a cow there. He had 2 acres, bought the place. But I think we bought that place. We moved there in February of 1914. We made a crop there in
15.
Yeah, made a crop there in 15. But
Well, now, Cal, where you working the land right along the old river, weren't you?
Oh, yeah.
See, the river hadn't been channeled at that time.
No, what the challenge is, we got that.
Yeah. I just wondered what year they channeled that river.
But now that was all good.
Hey, Mr. Bob.
Come on in, Bob.
Well, I got a 2 minutes, I won't bother nobody.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. We just talking old time. Come on, sit down
You
in.
tell me about the Wilburn family.
Well, I guess it's a good deal to tell.
Yeah, a whole lot of them, wasn't it? A whole lot of them. You don't remember what year they channeled it, do you? 20?
Now, he was 40, and he was about the time of World War I in 19.
About 18.
No, a little after that, I think. About 19, I believe it was.
19.
I'm not sure now, but I think that's what.
Well, now, y'all had land on both sides of the river, didn't you?
No, yeah, we did. We had to put the cattle through there. We swapped out, went through 80 acres, in one corner and out the other.
Yeah.
And we swapped out on the other side. Well, this side was Chef Kelly,
Yeah.
Chef Kelly had some on this side, some on the other side. And we swapped Chef Kelly outside, north side, with Bart over here on the south side. I think it was 80 acres. 40 went through right through the corridor like that,
Yeah.
crossway, one in corner and out the other. Now we went on in and we bought the Jennings place, Well, the next place we bought was old Shorty Kelly's place. Charlie Ritter's daddy.
Yeah.
We bought that next.
Charlie Ritter's uncle.
Charlie Ritter's uncle, Shorty Kelly. They
Shorty
lived up in Tennessee, didn't he?
Now came from Illinois.
They don't know it.
He worked here on the river.
That's right. But now we bought the Charlie Ritter's daddy fell dead, I tell you.
No, I didn't know that.
At a big spring, yeah. My daddy and Frank Landrip towed him to the house. Now that happened in 1950.
1950.
Yeah, called Papa. And Frank Landrip was living with us the first year we moved out there, made a crop there. And me and Ritter come over there and hollered. He come a rain up in June.
Yeah.
And he was down that big spring, where I got my hog pen now. And he come running to her, me and Ritter and him come to start the house. He got on that big oak tree at that spring. And he said, I got to rest. So it was pouring down rain. Me and Ritter run on to the house. And Charlie's daddy stayed there. I don't know what his name was. But anyway, he stayed there, and he didn't come after a while. Oh, out of him, and the rain quit. So me and Ritter come up just across the hill, up the holler.
Yeah.
Come over and hollered, Pop. Told him. She done went down and found him dead. So Papa said, well, I'll get Frank. We'll come down there. Got Frank Landrip, and they went down, and I went with them. And that's the first dead man I ever seen. They towed him up to the house, stretched him out on the north, east porch, corner of the porch, and dressed him and washed him. He told me, he said, go in and tell me to really send him some drawers. I said, what? I said, what are you talking about? So I went into drawers.
Yeah, put on.
I didn't want to say that, So I went in and told me, I said, really? They were washing him and bathing him. He didn't have no water take it in,
Yeah.
And they washing and bathing him. And I told me, I said, get rid of, they want some underclothes for him. But you got out 2 pieces, shorts and drawers and shirts,
Yeah.
I carried them out there and they put them on him. And he had a suit of clothes. Oh, I forget the name, what you call it, broadcloth.
Yeah.
And broadcloth suit of clothes. And he put that on him. And Charlie was gone somewhere or another, he wasn't there. So Papa put a nigger on a mule, and I think he was I don't know, he was going with old Kimmy then. You remember them?
I remember the Kimsey family.
Well, Ola was a young girl, and Charlie Ritter was trying to go with her. And he went up and found Charlie, got home. That's the first dead man I ever seen.
Where'd they bury?
In the campground. Campground, over there at campground. And they buried me and Ritter over there. They buried Charlie over there.
Where's your father buried?
Buried at Bethel. All of them were buried at Bethel. All but Uncle Jim, he buried there in town. Jimmy will, but you know, only buried up beside of him. So we buried him up. He got a lot up there in town.
Well, you don't know at what date the first Wilburn came into this county, do you? Or who it was?
No, I'll tell you what I think. I think John Wilburn come in first. Maybe Bob Wilburn come in. You know Bob Wilburn, Papa and Daddy lived between Oakland and Caldwell, you know, on the old home place down there. Bailey Richards had bought it later. I've been to it a time or two. But now I think John Wilburn come from
North Carolina, probably.
No, he come from Greensboro, might be North Carolina.
Yeah, that's where my people came from, around Greensboro, North Carolina.
I believe that's Greenville, I believe, where he come from.
Of course, there's a Greenville, South Carolina, but it's not in the...
Might have been, is it Greenville, South Carolina?
Yeah.
Well, it might have been one of them too, I don't know what. Too long ago.
Well, of course, you can look in the census up in the library and tell where folks came from, like Centralia, Illinois, and places like that, where Bob's folks came from.
Yeah. You're talking about Kimby getting killed the other day. You know, he shot old man Kimby in 300 feet of our line, south line.
Is that right?
Yeah.
He was working in that field down there.
Yeah, and they got a pile of brick piled up around when he came, you know. He went down and shot old man Kimby, got on back to the house. Ola, Miss Kimby, Fanny rather. Miss Fanny Kimby. Miss Kimby was dead now, that's Fanny's mama. And a nigger woman was there. He went in there and went to talk to her, got down off his horse. He had a liberty-tailed horse ready, you know.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And anyway, she started running. Between there and where Steve Temple used to live, up above Kimby's house. He got down at that old house. He shot her twice in the back. Got on his horse, then went down about Scuba, Mississippi, somewhere or another. Had a liberty-tailed horse, really. I believe it was Tarver, wasn't it?
Yeah. Ware and Tarver?
Huh?
One time it was Ware and Tarver, but I think originally it was just Tarver.
Was it Gene Tarver? Gene Tarver?
No, it was Mr.
Gene Tarver.
Mildred and them daddy. Arn Tarver?
Yeah, something else. But you know, Gene Tarver was the second supervisor I knew of in Yellowfish County.
Yeah, he was supervisor, I think.
Because John Copeland was the first supervisor. He lived up in front of Big John Smith, you know, up on the hill, Copeland place.
Well, yeah, I have read about the Copeland Spring, and I figured it was...
Well, it's over that way. You know where Al McCormick used to live?
Yeah.
Well, it's between there and Al McCormick's house. That's the Copeland Spring. And they used to have railroad picnics out there.
Is that right?
Yeah. And the niggers would be able to run a wagon from Water Valley out at that picnic, and he borrowed all the spring seats in the country, come down and borrowed Papa's spring seats. Had 4 or 5 spring seats on a wagon.
Yeah.
He hauled them out there to town.
Copeland Spring.
Copeland Spring. And the railroad picnics. Then they had, next time they had it on Greeners Hill. Do you remember that?
No, I don't remember that. I know where Greeners Hill is.
Well, they had it, and they had climbing a greasy pole, don't give $5 to climb.
That's for your time, though, wasn't it?
No, I climbed that pole.
You climbed the pole?
I tried to. I tried to climb that pole.
They turn a pig loose?
Huh?
They used to have a greased pig once in a while.
Yeah, had a greasy pole and a greasy peel.
Yeah.
But they had a big do up there. The railroad come to bring a special train down there, you know.
Yeah. Big deal.
Yeah.
But there's something else I wanted to ask you about is, once upon a time they robbed the mail train over at Batesville.
No, that's down in Grenada, wasn't it?
They left the engine over there on the Yocna River Bridge.
Yeah, but now I'll tell you what. Now, you got that wrong, I think. They robbed that train and threw the safe off just before he got in Grenada.
Was that the way it was?
I believe that's right now, Bruce. But they got in the mail car and rolled the safe off while the train was running. Then the man got the engine stopped just before he crossed Gurner River, going into Grenada. The way I understood it now. Bob, I'm not, you remember that, don't you?
No, I don't believe I do. I was just trying to think while Bruce was talking about
Well, they robbed that mail train. That was Panama Limit, wasn't it?
That was number one. It ran just ahead of the Panama.
That's right, second. Yeah, number one.
Dad Norton was the engineer on
They got a right amount of money off of it. But now they stuffed them folks, didn't they, in the civil penitentiary?
it. Yeah, they finally caught him.
Yeah.
But you know, they walked up Yocna River bottom somehow or other. I thought maybe they had come by y'all's place out there.
I don't know.
And that Kimsey boy, who was a brother to Fanny Kimsey.
At a jail. No, it wasn't. It was Emmett. Emmett Kimsey.
One of the Kimsey boys went down to the field and saw him sleeping down there by a spring. He came in and alerted the sheriff.
Yeah.
But then they didn't catch him then. They caught him later on.
Yeah. Well, now, who was the first sheriff you remember in Water Valley?
Although the first one I remember was Mr. Frost.
Who?
Mr. Frost.
Saul.
Frost.
I ain't
Will Frost.
Oh, no, I'll tell you. And his hung-head jumpers. His name was Cap.
Price was in there.
Huh?
Captain Price.
Captain Price, right. He hung-head jumpers.
But you know they baptized Ed Gammon before he hung. I didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. I didn't know
Well,
it
I
either.
found.
But now my daddy was at the hanging of that,
Yeah.
you know. He said that they asked, you know, Mr. Gamble was sitting in the courthouse, and that they had to go in there and talk to him, handcuffed him and carried him in, and he sat there and talked to him 30, 40 minutes, and he eat his dinner in there. He asked him what he wanted for dinner. His last meal he got choice. He told him he wanted 6 pork sausages and a skillet of sawmill gravy. Papa said to eat it, sitting right there. Wade Wilbourn, he was standing there when they hung him. They put the gallows down there, where the Doyle Sargent place used to be, you know. And the water got up and they had to move it. They moved it up there in the courthouse yard. That's where they hung him. He got a brick around that place where they hung him, you know, right there close to the jail. He said they dropped him through there and his feet hit the ground. Papa said, tell him this now, I heard him tell him. Said Bob Murray was kind of a little jackleg deputy. You know Bob Murray?
Yeah, I know who he was.
Said his feet hit the ground, bounced a little bit. Said Bob Murray ran and grabbed him, raised him up and juked him down. Our Papa said a million times that he'd have killed him dead as the devil if he'd been here for. They didn't have no business, but he was kind of a little jackleg deputy.
Yeah.
Well, now I was at the hanging when they hung them niggers for killing Wagner.
Yeah.
I was on the jury there.
That's about 1930, wasn't it?
Yeah, later than that, wasn't it?
31 maybe.
32 or 30. I'm married. I married in 31. I believe it was 32 or 33. I won't know. But
Yeah, I bet the trial was in 32, yeah.
Huh?
The killing took place in 31, but I think the trial was in 32.
Well, now, it was a good while after killing, after the trial before they hung him.
Hello, pal. Come in.
Who is that?
I don't know. I believe it's Miss Lottie.
Huh?
I believe it's Miss Lottie.
Yes.
Yeah, that was the most famous murder around here, I guess, was
Well, now, I'll tell you what.
Kimsey.
I believe. I don't believe that them niggas were ahead of that thing. You know what? Niggas too superstitious. Kill that man out there and bury him in the backyard on the Peach Street with his feet sticking up. And he put Bill Wagner in the car, chat about that, what's his name? One-armed man lived out there where they found him at.
Mr. Jive.
Wilbourn, and throw him in a ditch. Now, if some white man, though, was pushing that thing in him, in my opinion, I don't believe them niggas. Sammy Green, and Emmy Shaw wasn't done the killing in the hung.
Yeah.
And his sister got 10 years.
Oh, really? She got some time, huh?
Yeah, she got 10 years. She was younger than one of them. But they were all working for Wagner. That's pretty active, you know. That's kind of stirred up the country.
Yeah, I bet it did.
Well, do you remember when they lynched that digger out that young Wilbourn for raping that white woman? You remember that?
No, I don't remember that.
Well, what about that nigga old Scobie for killing the McMullins city towns?
No, I don't remember that either.
You know, well, they went over and shot him. The KKK carried him out and shot him 75 times. He went down to McMullen and lived right there close. He lived a mile of scope. That nigga was named Sidney Towns, and he killed Bill McMullen and his sister, and Ike and Cripple Bill McMullen. So they didn't let him go to Willwright Frost for the sheriff. And they asked old man Frost the sheriff, you know, next time.
Well, let's see now. What? Captain Price, you don't remember him. You were too young.
Yeah, I know where he lives.
Yeah, that big old house up on
Right behind the post office.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I seen him one time. But he drove a pair of horses with a slavey, you know, and the top of it, little top was hanging down all around it.
Yeah.
Had a pair of cool black horses. I remember, but that's actually sheriff now.
Yeah.
I seen these horses.
He had a big place over in the Delta.
Yeah, that's right.
Took care of him. He lived until 21, I believe.
How much?
21.
21.
Yeah.
He died in 21.
Died in 21.
Yeah.
His wife, his first wife died in about 18, and then he remarried a lady from Holly Springs.
Well, did he have any children?
He had 4 children by his first wife.
Did he have anybody second?
No. No. He had one child, a girl who was afflicted. She,
Yeah, I remember him talking
right
about
in
that.
the head, yeah.
Yeah, I remember him talking about that.
Then he had a boy. He just had 3 children. He had a boy named Guy Price.
What?
Guy Price.
Guy?
He was a dentist.
Yeah, I've heard of that too.
And his son lives over at Clarksdale now, and he sent me word that he had a picture of that old home up there when it was built. So I went over to Clarksdale and borrowed it. He let me bring it over here and have some copies made.
Did you get it?
Yeah, beautiful picture.
It was.
The home was a lot prettier than it is now. It had more of the
Oh, yeah.
pretty little frill work around the
Set up on that bank.
Yeah, I just wonder who built it. That was a fine job of
I don't know.
outfit. Some of these local Swedish carpenters, I guess.
Old Cecil Sager lived right there close.
That's right. That's right.
But who the first postmaster you remember in Yellow Bush in Willow Valley?
Well,
Annie Key Baldwin?
yeah, that's the first I remember her. Before her was Mr. Kirby,
That's right.
and then before him, I guess, was Mr. Wood. Dr.
Wood, right. I don't know. Annie Key Wood is daddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Way on back yonder in Reconstruction time, there was a black postmaster here.
Huh?
There was a black postmaster at one time, you know, back in Reconstruction, and he was a good one.
Black folks had the post on them?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No, that was way back in,
No.
right after the Civil War.
Yeah. Well, my granddaddy, my papa's daddy, lost his arm in the Civil War. Bob Wilbourn shot it off. But he shot off down here between his elbow and his wrist, and he cut wood. He had a loop put on that arm, slipped it on a long handled axe out, and he smoked wood in the nigga we had.
Well, quite a few around, you know, had broken arms. Mr. C.C. Boyd had a crippled arm
That's
in the
right.
war.
And then Dr. French had one.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's right. He had a little crippled arm. But
Yeah.
he wasn't in any war, I don't think.
That's right.
Well, how did you hurt your hip?
I tell you what, somebody told me, DeWitt, that's his, Dr. French's boy, told me he was cranking the T-ball and broke his arm.
Yeah.
I don't know. But now he had 2 or 3 boys. He had Edward in Memphis as a doctor,
Yeah.
and one boy in Texas as a doctor, and DeWitt was a pharmacist, you know. He was dead,
That's right.
and Dr. Frank is dead.
But there's still one of the boys at Hot Springs, Arkansas. That's the youngest boy, yeah.
Now, his name was what?
We called him Philly, but his name was James Harold.
That's right, James.
James Harold Frank.
Yeah.
And Ed was his older brother.
Huh? Ed.
Yeah, they were half brothers, you see, with DeWitt and Ernestine.
Yeah. Well, Ed was, he's a head knock in Baptist Hospital in Memphis.
Yeah, he's up there in Memphis somewhere.
He's a head doctor at Baptist Hospital.
Well, when you were, where was the old home house out there? I know where your house was.
Well, it was right down below where my house is. It was on the left-hand side. Little road turned off the left, went down on the bank, you know.
Yeah.
It was a big house, 13 rooms.
Good.
It burned up. My house burned up. I built a house, you know, right up above where my house is now.
Yeah.
And it burned. And I moved in that and reworked it. Come on in. Who is that?
This is Leon.
Come on in here and sit down in the automobile. Come on over here and sit down. You grow too tall, Daniel. I reckon you know them folks there, don't you?
Yeah, I met him one
Yeah.
time before.
We're just talking about the whole Wilburn, son. You know, we went way back yonder.
We about got them all lined up. Of course, some of them moved away, didn't they?
Yeah,
Went to Texas.
yeah, Texas,
They-
Oklahoma, and California. Annie Mae's in California now. Was when she died. I reckon I haven't heard from her in 25 years.
We get more inquiries about this history book from out in Texas.
Yeah.
Anyway else. Because so many people left here. About the time Bob's folks were coming here, they weren't farming people. In the 1880s, this old land was about wore out. The
Huh?
hill land.
What?
The bottom land was still good, but the hill land was about wore out, and a lot of the hill land that you see in trees now had already been farmed out, you see. Didn't have commercial fertilizer.
Well, you know that
People-
last place we bought this claim was wild. The old Weaver place where Clint Morgan bought half of it, we
Yeah.
bought half. They Clint, some of them told Papa, said, this was wild, it won't take 2 peas, come up, one push, another pull. Well, we give $8 an acre for it, 160 acres. Clint Morgan then bought the lower part of it, south part of it.
It's come back now, though. You can fertilize it and line
You know
it.
what Bill Hall was paying that woman $50 an acre for that land?
Good, good.
Yeah. Bill Morgan.
But this county in 1880, just 15 years after the Civil War was over, this county produced 44,000 bales of cotton.
How much?
44,000 bales. And now I bet you won't produce 8,000 bales in the whole county.
I don't know what he did down
See,
that place.
everybody, all out here in the country, there was a family living on top of a hill, working a little branch bottom and making 5 or 6 bales of cotton, raising a family. And all the land was producing cotton. May not make but a half bale an acre, but people had enough land in it that made a lot of cotton.
Well, you know that 100-acre land we bought from Chef Kelly right down the mouth of Tucker over in Yocna?
Yeah,
We cleaned that up. Papa picked 2 bales of acre off of it
yeah.
without the fertilizer.
You mean y'all cleared that up?
Yeah, we cleared every bit of it.
That was a rough job, that
Oh.
land cleared.
It had no chainsaw. That's,
Yeah, cross cuts off.
yeah. And we sold everything, we bring $1. Burned up everything. We burned up $1 million worth of pulpwood. Wasn't no sale for it, you know.
Well, there was some big timber in that bottom way back
Oh,
here.
what are you talking about? I seen Papa had some 9-foot silent special saw. 4 niggers to the saw. Pull it, cut it down.
Yeah.
You make them cut them trees down right down over the ground. When you drive over, you know. Paid them 50 cents a day.
Mhm.
And you had money.
Well, did you try to saw up the logs, or what'd you do with the logs?
No, we finally, Papa found the bought a sawmill, you know. Well, Jack West and Bass Lumber Company moved the sawmill up there on our place and bought that cypress, you know, out of that break out of that old Charlie Ritter's place, you know, Charlie. We sold all that. He didn't give much for that place. He gave $2,000 for 209 acres up there, he was. And we sold the timber off of it for $14,000. Finally, but it cost like the bitch would get it out of that cypress break, you know. Over by the West Road, and then he had 8 oxen and an 8-wheel dog wagon, you know, when they hauled it out and started up. Start that cypress up. I seen my daddy buy cypress running for $8 a thousand.
Good.
Cypress, 1 for 12.
Where was the mill located?
Huh?
Where do you have the mill set down there?
Right down there. Oh, you know where that big spring is on my place?
Yeah.
Well, that's right there, Eddie. Yeah, you got water out of that spring.
Uh-huh.
And a steam mill. The only steam mill in that country.
Steam mill. Okay.
And I seen that whole field covered. He rented 20 acres of land down in that bottom round of that Cypress Break right down about the stacking lumber on.
Yeah.
I know we paid $5 an acre for the land a year. He had a dollar line running from the mill down there, always putting into the road out there on the further, stack that lumber. He sold a lot of cypress lumber. And he sold gum lumber for well curving for the highest price of lumber he sold. Red gum.
Yeah.
Everybody come in and bought well curving. England quarter by 7. Everybody come in and bought well curving. Gum well curving. Cypress was good well curving, but the water would taste, you know.
Yeah, it makes the water taste.
Yeah. But that gum is the seasoning and the best out. It stayed there a long time. We put down several wells. Up bought a well digger. We put down several wells on the place around there. I think you had 20 families one time.
Good.
And I guess some of the houses had just one well to 2 houses, you know, all down the bottom. We had houses right down the way you fishing that down there.
Yeah. I can, those high places, you can tell where they've been
Well, you know where the bluff is, where the jump off is?
Yeah.
Well, we had houses sitting right on the top of that bluff off.
Yeah.
And 4 houses on that line right up there.
And you know, on that same bluff, since the lake has washed the mud away,
That's right.
there's arrowheads all along there because the Indians lived on that same high ground.
Well, now they had a, what they call it, the Indian ridge out there, you know. And the Indians camped on it, and the people come from water down and pick up them Indian heads, you know.
Yeah.
And old Don Holloway, I bet he got 2 bushels of Indian heads.
Yeah, he got
And my
a lot.
son-in-law, after he married my daughter, he went down and he got a lot of them Indian heads picked up around that, on that Indian ridge, he called it. The water didn't get over me. There was water on both sides of it, you know.
Yep. Well, it's wet and muddy down there now.
Yeah.
Old lake comes in there and saturates the ground, takes 2-3 months for it to dry out.
You know, I done forgot when did they put that dam in 51?
Yeah.
I think that's right. 50, 51.
Well, they shut it off at 51 and it way up in 52, you know. We got
Well, we didn't get our money till, I read 53.
Yeah.
But now, we had to go to court. They didn't offer us nothing. They offered us $57 an acre for it. And I declared out. And Papa told that man, he said, it cost me $100 an acre to cut it up. And we carried to court. We got $88 an acre. We got $23,000 more than they offered.
Yeah.
Carried to Oxford, you know. When they left us 248 acres that they wouldn't take that above the 250 county to it.
Yeah.
And I sold 48 acres of that for $1,000 an acre. And I got, and the road took up some, and I sold me and Russ 15 acres more. And I got 169 acres left out there. I got to pay taxes on 9 acres.
You get exemption on,
Huh?
or you get exemption on 160.
What?
I say you get an exemption on 160, don't you?
160.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I got to pay taxes on 9 acres. And I got to pay 5 taxes on all of it, about 2 cents an acre. Well, I don't have to, but if you had the foresters come and put the fire out, I paid that to keep so if they have a fire, you know, they come and put the fire out,
That's right.
2 cents an acre.
That's right.
Well, old Dr. Spears offered me $750 an acre for what I got. I told him, I said, I'll take $1,000. It ain't worth that much. I said, well, I ain't hungry.
Well, Kenneth, you know, is trying to sell his out there for,
He tried to sell it for $1,000 an acre.
yeah. I don't believe he ever sold it to him.
Yeah. You know, Papa had mortgage on that place one time for $2,700 and could have closed him out. Old man Swim,
Yeah.
he loaned him money. Old man Swim told him to take it. He told him to no. He said, I don't want to close yet. So that's when Tilly took it up, you know. And if Tilly tore an old house down, there used to be a big old house there. Tilly tore it down and built a new house there, you know. And he stole some of that land now to Wadey Simmons and Cohen Emerson, you know.
Yeah, Wadey Simmons had a little block down there in the corner.
Yeah, he had a, oh man, he went plumb up my line.
He did?
Yes, sir. Still goes up there. Cohen Emerson and Wadey Simmons. Drugs.
I thought he came to Holly Springs.
I don't know, somewhere north. Yeah, but his name was Kim. And he trucked around there and tried to sell that to Papa. And he ought to take $8 a day for that thing. Papa told him, said it's all go out and he ain't got to. Well, no man slugs stole Johnson's grass all over, you know. Oh, that was a pain in the way, you know.
So he sold it on there.
He stole it.
Good.
And I mean, grading, you know. Papa told him, said, I wouldn't give you $5 an acre for all that Johnson's grass on him. Man slugs said, well, I paid 50 cents a bushel for that seed.
Somebody told me a tale one time when they started cutting Tuckaloosa Channel. They got onto somebody's property line and he wouldn't let them go through. And so they had to stop cutting the channel. It came a big...
That was Papa and what's it called, on Yocna now. Now Tuckaloosa Channel was another two different boats cut them, you know.
Yeah.
They took the boat out, they cut Tuckaloosa right there at Tuckaloosa Bridge, you know, and Rural Cecil used to own it, you know.
Yeah.
And the other boat then, Yocna boat got down there then, they turned up out of Yocna and cut up Tuckaloosa up to that bridge, you know.
Yeah.
And they couldn't dig together, so they had to take mules, you know, and dig out there, I don't know how, for 150, 200 feet.
Yeah.
And they used slips, you know.
Yeah.
And they paid the $3 a day for a pair of mules and slip chutes. Well, Papa sent 4 mules to 2 slip chutes down there, and 6 mules to 2 Fresnos, you know. That's 3 to the mules to the Fresnos. And he worked down there, I don't know how long he did that, to sand, you know, mostly. And then finally they had to put in a plow team, you know, so he sent 4 more mules down there for a plow team. Old Mac Wiggins drove mules. Big plow, you know.
Yeah.
Plowed them 2 rivers together, dug them together.
But whoever was telling me about it said there came a big flood and covered all that bottom with sand one time.
Oh my God, it's 6, 7 foot deep.
You know, that old McCarty place.
That's right. Yeah, right down the river, right down Tuckaloosa.
Well, it must have stopped up with logs or something.
It did. Stopped up, always stopped up going on down yonder, you know, other side of the basement.
Yeah.
You know, when they had that log drip.
Yeah, Tockawa Springs, it stopped up all that.
But that water, it would come a rain tonight, it'd be all over the bottom next morning.
Yeah.
So they finally got that blowed out. They couldn't ditch it around. They didn't ditch it around. They couldn't blow it out. The log drill.
Yeah.
And they had a drag line go down and ditch it around it, you know.
Yeah.
And that's the water hole. My Lord, I've seen the water in July get all over our field. That's when it dammed up down there, you know.
Yeah. What happened, you see, when they cut these channels, they just hauled the boat in like they hauled the one up here on Tuckaloosa
That's right.
and put it in a certain section line.
Yeah.
Hauled it in there on 8-wheel log wagons and put it together, sitting on the ground. And then dug its own hole.
Yeah.
And as soon as we collected a little water out of the creek, it started floating itself on down and digging in front.
Yeah, well, now that they'd make a dam, you know.
Yeah.
Dam it up. They done that all through our field. They had a dam. They crossed the river 2 or 3 times in our field, and they had to put a dam in every time they crossed the river. You know. And they had a Yocna boat. Yocna boat was a yard and a half dipper, and Tuckaloosa boat was a yard dipper.
And old man, they was up there by the liquor store, Striblin. He worked on one of those boats.
Oh,
Joe Striblin.
Joe Tribble trained on that boat come through our field.
Yeah?
Yeah.
He said he worked on the
Yeah,
boat.
he trained on that boat.
Theo Miller worked on the Tuckalopa boat out here.
Who did?
Theo Miller.
Yeah, I know that.
He's just a young fella.
Yeah. But Joe Tribble trained on that boat.
Yeah.
They had a runner, and a fireman, and a can, and a trainer, and a runner on that boat.
Yeah. And then the timber began to fall into it.
Huh?
Then the trees along the bank fell into the river
yeah,
and washed
got it
out.
filling it up, that's right.
Right.
Caving off, you know.
Yeah, filling it up.
Yeah, caving off. And I'll tell you what, when they dug that thing 200 feet wide and 50 foot deep. And I bet you some places down it's 500 feet wide.
Oh, it's wide now. It's
Yeah,
washed out.
washed out. But we made some drops up down there, Bill, you know.
Yeah, I knew
You know, Papa made a, got to get the dry weather, you know. And he went to Memphis and bought a doggone 5-horse engine with a pump on it from P.G. Thomas in Memphis.
Yeah.
Brought that and bought 600 or 700 feet of hole, freaking sprinkling hole.
Yeah.
And he sprayed that corn, and we sold snap beans and corn out enough to pay that boat and motor, that boat and pump. That pumping motor.
Yeah.
But he just throw it over and had a thing, just throw it over the river and just pump it out and then the thing run on the Mac meter. He just puts 5 gallons of gas in it, go to the house, go to bed, and when he run out, it quit, you know.
Yeah.
But it had that field wet the next morning.
And y'all peddled beans and corn out.
Oh, man, I seen my daddy carry a million load of beans on the T-bone truck with the sideboards on the Clarksdale and sell them all to one man.
Good.
Old Andy load bound, 10 cents a pound. That's big money.
Yeah.
And I tell you, he saved money out of it.
Yeah.
He made money when he got a hold of it. When he got a hold of the dollar, he shut out on it.
Yeah. He locked it up, huh?
You know when the hell started down? Is when that People Bank closed up down there. You remember that?
Yeah.
He lost his money in there.
Yeah, they finally paid some of it back.
Got it all for 12%.
Yeah, it was a long
He said,
time
we
getting it.
get a little of it once in a while now.
You do?
Yeah.
How about that? I didn't lose any in that bank.
Huh?
I didn't lose any in that bank.
Well,
In fact, I haven't lost any in the bank.
well, we moved up to the Water Valley Bank then. Been there ever since. But he had a vast amount of money in that People Bank down there over one corner.
I enjoyed every word I heard.
Yeah.
I got to go.
He had that money waiting in suitcases, you know.
What was your brother that drowned up in the Ohio River? What was his name? Ed?
Edward.
Edward.
Yeah. Oh, Dick.
Dick.
Yeah.
That was 19 what?
Lord, I don't know. It was before 1913. Before we moved what's on a short time after she drowned.
But do you remember when his brother was mayor of the town?
Oh yeah,
Tom Mount.
Mr. Tom. I've got a real good picture. Ms. Myers. Hi.
Hi, y'all.
Come on in. Who is that?
This Peggy.
You want to sit down, Peg?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
Peggy.
No, thank you. Yeah, Peggy.
Come on over here and sit down.
I'm not going to stay. I just want to ask Mr. Gurner a question while I got him cornered.
Go to it.
Hi.
Do you do your own, do you have a dark room and redo those
My
pictures?
brother does.
I have got a real old picture that I am looking for somebody to make another one of.
Is it the 10 type? Or is it a parcel?
I believe it's on a card. It's
Who is it?
thick. It's my daddy and my uncle. You know, Frank Tudor and Herman Tudor, when they had when they first opened the barber shop down there. It's a picture of them in the barber shop. Ruth gave it to me to have another one made. I want to give
Well,
one to
he'll
Dad.
sure do it, except that he's covered up right now with this work on this history book we're doing,
Uh-huh.
but in he's fixing to quit us about Friday, and he'll be through. And then about, say 2 weeks from now, if you'll call him and take it up there, he'll make you a picture. And he's very reasonable in his charges. And he'll snap the picture And when he gets about a dozen of them snapped, then he'll start printing them up. But he'll make it for you. He made it. You ought to see my house up there. I got several hundred that he made. I got a good picture of Bob and his father and his mother and Tom and
Better keep getting over the phone.
now the one we're gonna put in the book with the Myers family. He's in his World War I uniform.
Yeah.
Fred's here, Tom's here.
Legged.
Mr. Wes Myers is sitting right here.
Yeah.
That's the one we're gonna put in the book. Ms. Myers had a copy of that.
Yes.
Now, Miss Myers was, she was from Grenada, wasn't she?
No,
No, Fred's wife.
third wife, Renee, yeah.
Yeah, what's her first name?
Louis Handy.
Louis Handy. Well, somebody was writing about her and called her Miss Sudie. Miss Sudie.
No, they just got it Ludi.
Ludi.
L-U-D-I-E.
Alright,
So
yeah,
it's been called.
I thought that was
My
right.
name is Louis, bro.
Yeah.
Now, Bruce, what are you recommending now? What do you call yourself?
Well, we're doing a Yallabusha County history book and putting old families in the book, see, yeah.
How long you been in it?
We've been working on it several months.
Yeah.
We got about 500 families.
Huh?
Got about 500 families now. All around Oakland, Coughlin, and Water Valley.
Who all you got working?
Well, Leo Simpson is working at Coughlin, and Eugenia Worsham is working at Oakland.
What Eugene Washington? What Washington is that? Stanley Washington's wife?
No.
Ernest Washington?
Ernest Worsham was.
Ernest Washington's wife?
Yeah, she was Eugenia Benson.
Which brother, who am I supposed to call? What's his
Jack.
name? Jack.
Which one of the young guys will have you move this evening?
Right here. This
All right. 2:30.
Bob has gone to get the film now. Thank you, Mr. Gurner.
Thank you.
I just knew
Thank
somebody.
you. Call the kitchen and tell them that sawmill gravy didn't taste right.
Well, when? Did you made it
Tell
today?
them. Tell them it tastes, I want something that tastes like more.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You didn't put enough sawdust in it.
Wasn't enough sawdust in that
Not
today?
enough in it.
Okay, I'll tell them. I sure will.
Bruce,
Yeah.
I want you to write your name down and your telephone.
Thank you.
Yeah, you know what?
Oh, yeah.
What is your, how you spell your name?
Gurnner.
I'll tell you what, only way I can call, I got a private telephone, and the only way I can get it is call the operator and tell them the name I want it. And they couldn't get your name straightened out this morning. I aimed to call you this morning.
Yeah, well, you see, there's 2 or 3 of us in the book.
Well, now ain't nobody in there but you and Jack, is it?
And Jack's boy's in there.
Is he?
Doug.
Ken, I thank you for letting me stop and listen to
Come on back, stay a while.
Well, I'm going
That is
to
right there.
Oh,
2472. Good to see you,
Now,
Mr. Bob.
Bruce, how you spell your last name?
Gurnner.
Well, now, how do you spell your first name? B-U-C-E?
B-R-U-C-E.
B-R-E-C-E?
B-R-U-C-E.
B-R-U-C-E?
Yeah.
Well,
That's,
I remember when I was coming regular, your mother was so good, I already know much about her brother. Did he live with her?
River Tom, yeah.
how old is your mama?
She's 95.
Is that old?
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas is 95.
Yeah, Mama was born in 87.
Well, my mama was born in 1881, my daddy too.
Yeah, 81.
Of course, she was good to him, but he was, I believe he was hard to hear, wasn't he, a little bit?
Oh, he was real hard of hearing, and his head was harder than his ears.
Is that right?
But he could hear. Daddy always said that he could always hear when you called him for a meal, but he couldn't hear anything else.
You call him for work, you couldn't hear that.
That's what I tell them all. Oh. That is something out here.
Yeah. Your sister.
Yeah.
Which one?
Ain't got but one, Margaret. Margaret Evelyn.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And I got one brother and one sister. And me and my sister's only one living.
Yeah. Who's your brother?
My brother Lloyd Wilburn, he's dead.
Yeah, down around that gravel.
Yeah, he lived down in Highway Camp.
Yeah.
What's that old, what's called place down there?
Yeah. Out there, just west of Velma. You go
That's
out right there by that church.
Turn to the right and go out to down to Elam Church. Elam.
Yeah. Dean Hill's son married Lord Wilbourn's
That's
daughter.
right, that's right. And he got another daughter flying out of Atlanta, Georgia. She married a gentleman.
Yeah.
And he got one boy that done put 30 years in the Air Force. He lived in Shreveport, Louisiana. Lloyd Jr.
Yeah. Who'd he marry?
He married, Matter of ghosting, you know.
Golson girl.
I said, that's
Willis Golson
Where's
does.
ghosting, no. Pat Ghost.
Sure, I
They
know.
got 3 girls and 1 boy.
Uh-huh.
And the boy is studying to be a doctor in Old Miss now, and he's working over at the hospital on the weekend. This is last year. We got to go to Jackson now, and in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. How did you get hurt when what made you crippled? I never have heard.
Well, the first thing I had, I fell and broke my arm, broke my leg, right leg.
Yeah.
Then I had a stroke, you know. Then they sent me to Memphis, and I stayed up there 11 months in the Methodist Hospital. Then I come back, had another stroke, and I went to Oxford, stayed 2 years in the Oxford Hospital on extended care. Then they sent me over to Graceland, I stayed there a while, and I didn't like that at all, and I got a job there. I've been down here 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years and 9 years this last month.
But I just wondered how you broke your leg the first time.
I can move my left leg, but I can't do down my right leg. I have something to do with it.
Yeah.
How many kids has Jack got?
He just got 2. Just 2.
They married?
Yeah, one of them married Marvin. Well, no, Jack married Marvin Grover's daughter.
Yeah.
One of the boys married a girl up. Her mother was a sister to Gene Wright. You remember Mr.
Yeah.
Wright that ran the stave mill?
That's right. He's right there.
Yeah, old Gene's gone. Then the other boy married a girl from Coffeyville, and I forget her first name is Stacy.
Well, how many children you got?
I got 6.
How many boys?
I got 5 boys. The oldest one's over in Louisiana at Monroe. He is a manager of a store. Then the second one is the librarian up here at the high school. And the third one is works down here for Arnold Carruthers, estimating these jobs. You see.
Well, I had a nephew welded down there 2 or 3 years.
Uh-huh.
Johnny Dice.
Yeah. Then my 4th child is a girl, and she's a graduate student up at Ole Miss. Then the 5th one is a boy who is a freshman at Ole Miss. Then I got one at home that's 14 years old.
Yeah, that's when I talked to her that night.
He'll be 15 in a little while, about 2, 3, 4 more days.
Yeah, I talked to him the other day.
Yeah. We had, after y'all talked, we had a pretty bad tragedy in our family. We had a beautiful little dachshund. We've had him for a couple of years, and he stayed in the house most of the time, but we let him out at night to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And he saw a dog run across the highway, and he took out after him and got killed.
Got called on him.
At 9 o'clock last night. Man,
Oh, my God.
it tore us up. I'm telling
How
you.
old was he?
2 years old.
That's,
Sweetest little fella.
yeah.
He slept with the little boy.
I bet he's crazy about it.
Oh yeah, he went to school this morning, but he had to come home. His stomach's hurting him. He's just grieving about that puppy is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, little boys get attached to dogs.
Are you still selling worms?
Yeah, I sell a few, but mostly I've been using them fishing.
Are you fishing? Got them get tall for worms?
Yeah, they make mighty good bait.
Well, you know the best bait I ever used down there was deer meat colored with cooked cake flavour. Now you talking about biting, Bruce? You try it, Jim.
Well, I didn't know about
Get
that.
some deer meat and split it up in little bitty places, put something in the trot line, and cut it with cake flavour and color, you know.
Yeah.
I ain't got there. I tell you, I had 500 hooks down there, and I'd average 100 fish a night.
What color did you put on?
Red?
Red?
You know, cake color, you know.
Okay.
Red cake color.
I might
just
try
color
that.
meat good. If you don't catch them, I'll eat your head.
I tried something last year I had never tried before.
What's that?
I remember Lucy Cook told me one time about catching a bunch of fish up on Sardis with plums.
With what?
Plums.
Long.
So last fall I had a lot of muscadines and scuppernong that I didn't sell. So I picked them and took them out there and baited with muscadines and scuppernong. And I caught all kind of fish.
Catfish?
Yeah,
You did.
I sure did.
Well, you know down there that when you hit the river, when you go to that jump hole, I had 5 lines with 100 hooks in line. That's what they allow you for.
Yeah.
And it had to be 3 foot apart. And I'd run them things. I'd sling it and catch crawfish, and then go down that old Hickey Willingham and buy them 2 cent big minnows.
Yeah?
Lord, I catch them fish.
Man, yeah.
What's that old boy name run that? Oh, that fish thing down there on Old Landing. He used to be over the water by the electric party. What his name?
R.L. Williams.
No.
He worked for the electrical
I
department.
know, but this other boy is something else.
Oh, Vernon Chambers?
Money Shannon. I've sold him a million fish for 15 cents a pound.
Good, huh?
Undressed, you know.
Yeah.
How much is catfish a pound now?
I'm getting $1.50 for it dressed.
Dressed?
Yeah,
Well, I never did dress them. I just
yeah,
put them in a tub and carry them down to him hole, you know.
yeah.
I had a big old tank. Put them in and keep them live. I got out there on the tank.
Well, I gotta run on, and I sure have enjoyed it.
Well, I did too, Bruce. Come back.
I'll come back to
I
see
tell
you.
Call me anytime you want to. My name's in the book.
Yeah, I found your name in the book. See you later.
Come back.
Well, thank you, sir.